Hey, welcome to Roman Tea Yoga. I've got a little Christmas tree in the background. You can't tell because it literally blends into my white wall, but I tried to make it festive for you. Well, anyway, make your way onto your mat and take a full body stretch. Point your toes and turn your head to look left and right a couple of times. No need to rush through this. On your next breath, place your hands at heart center, and I want you to think of one thing that you're grateful for this holiday season. It doesn't matter what it is, just the first thing that comes to your mind. There's no wrong answers. On your next breath, place your arms in the T position, flip your palms upwards, step your feet to the wide edge of the mat. Your pinky toes may touch the floor. Lower your knees to the right, take your gaze to the left, return to center, and then lower your knees to the left and take your gaze to the right. Begin to windshield wipe out your hips with your breath's movement. What do I mean by that? One breath, one movement. So if you're breathing a little bit slowly, go slow. If you're breathing a little bit quickly, go quick. Next time your knees turn to the left, pause. Pick up your left foot and place it just above the right knee. Turn your gaze to the left. Remind yourself that your arms should be in the T position, palms flipped up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Release your foot and turn your knees over towards the right. Pick up your left foot and place it just above your right knee. Turn your gaze towards your right. Close your eyes and know that you're going to be here for a few moments. Try not to think about what is to come. Do your best to keep focusing on the yoga posture at hand because you don't want to miss out on it. All you have is right here and right now. Release the bind of the foot and draw your knees slowly into your chest. Gently rock from left to right a few times. Massage out your low back and your low spine. Do you hold tension in this area of your body? Place your feet onto the floor. If you want to use a pillow today, feel free to place it under your neck. Place a bend in your right knee and stack your hips. If your knee can't touch the floor today, that's completely okay. You can bring another pillow to bring the floor closer to you. But place your arms in the T position and feel the stretch all across your upper body, as well as the twist in your lower body. Notice that both your feet are flexed. Create space in your toes. Wiggle out your toes just a little bit. Close your eyes and breathe. Untwist your body, lift your arms up overhead, and take a full body stretch. Place a bend in your left knee. Draw it over towards your right. Stack your hips. Take your time, no need to rush over to the other side. And place your arms in the T position. Now, you can always support just above your knee with your right hand, but do whatever feels best for you. But please flex your ankles, draw your low belly in and up, create space between the top and bottom rows of your teeth, and soften the muscles in your face. Feel the twist in your lower body. Release the pose and take a full body stretch. Lift your hands up overhead, clasp your fingers, point and flex your toes. Take just a moment. And then drag your right leg over to the right, your left leg to follow, and then clasp your hands up over your upper body and pick them up and move them towards the right. You should feel a stretch all along the left side body. Turn your head to look left and right a few times, and then find stillness. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Drag your left foot over to the left, your right foot to meet your left, and then pick up your upper body and make its way over to your left. Turn your head left and right a few times. Find stillness, and then feel the stretch all across the right side of your body. Does one side feel tighter than the other? Don't pass judgment on yourself. You're just collecting data, knowing areas you want to work on, or maybe even commend yourself on. But regardless, the most important thing is you showed up today. You unrolled your mat and you made time for you. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, return to center, and take another full body stretch. Lower your arms down along your side, place a bend in your knees, and the easiest way for you, come to a seated position. If your hips are a little bit tight or you just want to support them, go ahead and sit on your pillow. Separate your feet wide apart, sit up tall, and roll your shoulders back a few times. Draw your navel point in and up. Turn over towards your right. Flex your feet and walk your hands forward. If you're not going very far today, that's okay. I want your spine lengthened out. If you want to bring the floor closer to you, grab your blocks. If not, totally fine. Rest your hands on your blocks. Flex your ankles, close your eyes, and hip hinge a little bit more forward. Breathe. If you want a little bit more, reach your hands forward and try to clasp onto your toes. If you feel like your back is just rounding and crunching too much, no need to do so. Meet yourself where you're at, because remember, you're exactly where you need to be. Close your eyes. Release the pose. Move your blocks out of the way. Step your feet to the wide edge of the mat and take a seated windshield wipe. Lower your knees to the right, return to center, lower your knees to the left. Gently rock out your hips from side to side a few times. Separate your feet wide apart and turn over to your left. If you're using your props, set them up at this time and hip hinge forward. Bend and straighten at your elbows. Inhale and exhale. Movement before stillness. As your body warms up, on your next breath, hip hinge forward and find stillness. Find your edge. Flex your ankles. Wiggle out your toes. Draw your low belly in and up. And breathe. If you want a little bit more, hip hinge forward and clasp onto your toes at this time. Remember, try to hinge at your hips, not through your upper back. I know that's really hard and it can feel really uncomfortable, but I promise you, things will open up over time. Just keep coming back to your yoga practice. Release the pose. Place a bend in your knees. Sit up tall Step your feet wide and lower your knees to the left and lower your knees to the right. Bring a little bit of space into your hips. Separate the feet wide apart, and I have a feeling you know what is to come, but try not to think about it. Walk your hands forward. Return to a tall, lengthened out spine, and repeat this process a few times. Movement before stillness. When you're ready to hold the forward fold for a couple of moments, set yourself up at your desired level. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Come back to the words of your intention that you set at the beginning of today's yoga class. What are you grateful for this holiday season? A word, a person, a phrase, a food. Personally, I can't wait to eat loads of mashed potatoes and double stuffed Oreos, but to each their own. But this practice isn't about me. Turn it back on you. Come a little bit more forward. Find your edge. See if you can hip hinge just a little bit farther. Just a little bit more. You're chasing sensation, not pain. Never pain. And if you're looking for a little bit more, I invite you to try to clasp onto your toes at this time. Now, you don't have to clasp onto your toes. You can clasp onto your shins, your thighs, wherever you're at, but taking a slight variation in this pose. If you notice, I'm about 3 feet up above the ground. My heart is not lying down on the ground, and that's okay. I'm exactly where I need to be, and so are you. Release the posture. Move your pillow out of the way and your props. Extend your left leg long, flex your ankle, and place a bend in your right knee. Your right foot to go on the right side of your hip. Now, if you're sitting up here, that's totally fine. But if you want a little bit more, come down onto your elbows. And even more, lay all the way down onto the ground. Feel the deep stretch in your hip. Once again, flex your ankles. Draw your navel point in and up. Soften the muscles in your face. Feel the stretch and know you're not going to be here very long. And if your body calls you out, you can always stop at that time. Remember, your yoga practice should feel good. It should recharge you and restore you. Last moment. Firmly press your hands into the floor and sit up. Extend your right leg long. Flex your ankles and shake out your feet. Place a bend in your left knee and your left foot to rest alongside of your left hip. You can sit up, have bended elbows, or lay all the way onto the floor. And notice that your right ankle is flexed. Create space in your toes. And remember, no clenching your jaw. Soften the muscles in your face. As your body calls you out, firmly press your hands into the floor, extend the left leg long, and make your way to hands and knees. Knees should be hip width distance apart, shoulders shoulder width distance apart. Draw your low belly in and up, round the back. Relax your low belly and drop the back. Cat and cow just a few times. Go slow. No need to race through your yoga practice. On your next breath, extend your right hand up towards the ceiling, look at your thumb, and thread it through the left. Rest your right shoulder on the floor and walk your left hand forward. Notice if your feet start creeping in towards one another. Gently guide them back. Make them hip width distance apart. And walk your hand a little bit more forward and relax your body. Drag your left hand down towards your left shoulder and firmly press your palm into the mat and return to hands and knees. Take a few rounds of cat and cow. And as you're ready, lift your left hand up towards the ceiling. Try and look at your left thumb and thread the left hand through the right side body. Your left shoulder should be resting on the yoga mat. Walk your right hand forward. Your feet are hip width distance apart. It can be so tempting for your feet to start scooching in towards one another, so keep bringing them back. Somebody could be looking at you and thinking, oh, these yoga postures, they're so easy. They don't realize all these subtle movements and tweaks that go into aligning your body and you really giving yourself the best yoga practice you can have. Drag your right hand back towards your right shoulder. Push yourself up from the ground and take a comfortable seated position. Draw your hands to heart center and always commend yourself for making time for you. I hope you have a great holiday season, and let me know, what kind of yoga videos would you like to see? I'd love to dedicate a video to you. So have a wonderful day. Bye.